Hello, my name is Christopher Pollard Jr. I'm attending Liberty University, and this is my project on the biblical bias. My first book is Nahum chapter 1, verse 12. Though I have afflicted you, I will afflict you no more. Nahum teaches us that even if you go through hardships, God will lift burdens and bless you with more. So what that means to me as a social worker, there's plenty of people going through hardships. Poor families, children in foster care, many people around the world. And what we want to try to do is ease the burden of hardships on those families. My next verse is also from the same book of Nahum, chapter 1, verse 13. For now I will break off yoke from you and burst your bonds apart. Whatever struggle people may be going through, God will break those bonds apart and bless you with much more. As a social worker, there are plenty of people in the world feels like they have a chain around them that's holding them down. And it's our responsibility to lift that chain off of them and help them in any way we can. My next verse is from the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 7. For the Lord their God will intervene for them and return their captives. Here I have a picture of Moses leading his people out of bondage for the Egyptians. And what this tells me is God will come to your needs and deliver you from out of your troubles. As a social worker, it's part of our responsibilities to come to people in their time of needs and to deliver them away from their captives, deliver them to a better place. My next verse is from the book of Haggai, chapter 1, verse 8. Go up to the mountains and bring wood, and build a temple that I may take pleasure in it and glorify, says the Lord. What that tells me is, no matter your circumstances, always give God what you can, and God will take pleasure and glorify in your offerings. Circumstances. We all go through things in life. Many of us. And there are other families, other people out there that may go through more, have more circumstances. And it's our role as social workers to help them through those circumstances, find the right agencies that can provide the necessary support that they need. My next verse is from the book of Zechariah, chapter 14, verse 11. The people shall dwell in it, and no longer shall there be utter destruction. And what that tells me is, even though you may suffer now, but God has a plan. Utter destruction. As a social worker, we can always think of times where we see people who may be suffering, who may feel like that the walls are caving in on them. And we're there to tell them that even though they're going through a difficult time, just know that it won't last forever. So our role there is to help lift them up, provide them with the support that they need to help them out of their way of their suffering. My next verse is from the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 10. Bring all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be food in my house. And try me now in this, says the Lord of hosts, if I would not open for you the windows of heaven and pour out for you such blessings that there would not be room enough for you to receive. What this tells me is, give God Give to God, and you will receive much more in return. Give to God. As a social worker, we all want to apply this principle of giving to God. We want to help give to these families, foster kids, whatever we can. It doesn't always have to be money. It can be food. It could be time. It could be anything. Anything that we can give, we will receive back in abundance. My next slide is from an article, Worship God by Serving the Poor. Here I have a homeless man who's in need of some help. And as Christian, it's our duty to God to help those who can't help themselves. As social workers, it's definitely our duty and responsibility to help homeless folks, children, anybody who may be suffering or dealing or going through hard times. And we'll continue to do anything we can to get them to the proper places to receive the proper aid that they need. My next slide is called Helping the Poor, my next article. And it's very key here. I got it from Proverbs 21:13. If you refuse to listen to the cry of the poor, your own cry for help will not be heard. And this situation is simply telling us, if we turn a deaf ear and a blind eye to those who are seeking help and need aid, that our own cries will not be heard in our time of need. My last slide from another article. Republicans call for helping the poor through family and faith. Here we have a nun at a Christian mission, helping children, helping sick children get well through medicine and through prayer. And as social workers, we will oftentimes help children and families